I have so been looking forward to this. It is Independence Day here in the US. Happy 4th of July to all who celebrate it. Today, we're going to be hunting every antlered animal on every US map. Because what says America more than bucks and bulls and all that good stuff? So, Layton Lakes, Yukon Valley, Mississippi Acres, New England Mountains, and Silver Ridge Peaks will be our destinations. We'll be going for a gold, buck, or bull, every antler species on every one of those maps. Oh, you didn't think I wasn't going to do this today, did you? You gotta look at the calendar, of course we're going to do this today, at least once. And by the way, I probably should clarify, that is achieved through editing. It's not a mod or anything, it's just splicing together over and over again. Anyway, well, gold black bear actually, not bad. And now, onto antler species and golds. So none of these guys look like they'll make gold. That guy by estimate has a chance, but I don't imagine it's going to happen. But it will allow us to talk a little bit about this challenge, which really is more just a fun thing to do today, more so than a challenge. The first thing is, we have a couple of different weapons today, the 300 AR for obvious reasons, and I was trying to think what are like the ubiquitous US hunting calibers. And what I decided on was the 30-06, and I also went with the 30-30. Now, the model 1894 probably would have made more sense, but that's not really ethical for the smaller species, which, just to switch it up, I thought the 30-30 would make a lot of sense. So I think that's going to be fun. The other thing is, from this point forward, I will not be resetting the time. That's the only kind of challenge aspect to this. I think for a video such as this, it's not that interesting to just shoot everything in their drink time. So elk are drinking now, we're trying to make the most of that. But from this point on, unless we just happen to end up in any species drink time, we'll be looking for rest zones, feed zones, tracks, all that good stuff. That guy maybe can make it. So we're going to pop that too. Nice mule kick, by the way, on the Rosies now. And we'll see if either of those two crosses the first one off the list. Oh, one final thing, by the way, as we claim our first Roosevelt elk, that's going to be 237 silver, as expected. Not that close. There's some confusion around the community. Is Layton Lakes Canada? Is it the US? I went directly to the source. I asked. Washington State was the response I got. So that's why Layton is included here as well. Just wanted to clear that up too. So on to Rosie number 2. I think that rack maybe can make gold. Oh, it just does. 276.23. Roosevelt elk are crossed off the list with a double long shot at 240 meters. Plenty more to go here on Layton as well, though. So that ought to lead us to a gold whitetail. That, by the way, is why I brought the 30-30. The first hunting rifle that I ever used on my own, hunting on my own, was a Marlin 30-30. So I figured that'd be fitting. So whitetail and probably some other stuff we'll be using the 30-30 for today. Okay, well, I suppose we'll go ahead and deal with this as well. Another reason to carry the 300 AR. I'm amazed she's still going. Well, not anymore. Did we even get the third shot? Yeah, we did. It's just vertebrae, couldn't help that much, but just a random casual aggressive moose. Finally, I think we found our buck. Gonna be a little interesting, but we can probably get to within reasonable range for the 30-30 to get that. By the time we get to the end of the water, we'll be around 200. It may require some tracking, but I think a gold whitetail with the 30-30 can very much be done with a decent shot. So, gonna 0 for 150. We'll just run out on this as far as we can. That's right, around 200. So if we aim like spine height, that looked like it hit right in the crease. Actually going down faster than I thought. Good deal, that should be 2 off the list. That guy is guaranteed. So he's crashed right here in the brush. That is going to be a 224 gold. Double lunged him at 188 meters, not too bad. 90 kilo on the nose. And now I think things will get a little more difficult. We need a gold moose, and keep in mind, we did our Great One Moose grind here, so like there's a ton of tiny ones all over the map. Or at least we did part of it here. And then we need a gold blacktail. I kind of think that's going to be easier, so we may just head up into like Chila Norden area and see if we can stumble into one of them. By the way, you kind of see where this does become a bit more of a challenge, where we can't just make it drink time for whatever we need. Got a group of blacktail here, and there's a couple of bucks, so trying to figure out where they went. And I'm guessing one of these that are up to 81 kilo could at least have a shot at gold. If they're straight down winds, that's not going to make life easy. Oh. Found our deer. Wind is not good here. That's a tiny buck. That's not gonna do it. Jeez, okay, yep. That's something we haven't heard on Layton before. That's not gonna do it. Are any of these big enough? I don't think so. The only one that maybe has a chance is that. I don't know the gold blacktail requirement offhand, but we'll at least go for the best one. That's gonna drop him right there. No other ones taken off? Let's see, I doubt it. Yeah, 127 silver, gold is 134, so he had no chance. Tracked him 1.5 kilometers, all that, for a bunch of tiny 3s. That guy ought to do it. That's a nice level 3. Question is, can we get a decent shot? I'm gonna keep on moving down this way, because we might be able to get, oh, he's gonna turn the other way, in fact. Any sort of broadside, either direction would be great. That is iffy, and I really don't want to mess it up, so might be tracking again, although I think we just got that one done. Nice. I see Vital Blood. He was like 129 minimum, and looked like a 4 to me, so I'm pretty sure he'll be at least 134. 139, in fact. I guess I had his tracks, too. Double lung and stomach at 140 meters, and that only leaves here on Layton Lakes the moose. Now, again, I talked about them. I think this will be interesting. Probably Balmont? Although I had nothing but tiny ones there. Maybe we ought to go down here to, like, Renaki. I think this moose at least has a chance. It's 156 to 210. And the good news is, it looks like they're coming out to their zones pretty early, which I suspect we might need. So, I actually want to go 30-06 for this, because 30-06 is a very popular caliber for hunting moose. Therefore, let's see if we can get the hard shot. Is broadside, which is going to make it a little bit tougher. If he'll just stand up. No such hard shot there, but should be a lung. Should be a whole lot of tracking as well. And he's starting to go down, so I'd say that's the case. And just fingers crossed he makes it. Because, oh my goodness, like, there are no decent moose out here. So I think it's 193 or so that's gold. Good and even. Fingers crossed as we claim this. It's just a 181 silver, so it needs to be a little better than that yet. Shot could have been a whole lot better as far as trying to hit the heart. So it goes on. Sounds like there are more moose over here, so we'll keep on looking. Well, take 2. Pretty much the exact same rack. We'll go back 300 AR here. Oh dear, we might... Did we smoke a tree? I think that saved us, actually, because we got him. 185, still no. Double lung that time. At least the moose are coming down to the water. Might be a little better, although potentially back. Yeah, he's going down now. We'll go see. Third time's a charm. Do we have a gold? Oh my goodness. It's 0.02 away. Why? Just let me have a gold moose. That's going to do it. That's a 4. There's a gap through those trees. That should get him. And there shouldn't be any taking that one away from us. 157 to 211. I think 4s can be silver, but he should make it. Are you serious? It's a 192.98 silver. Oh my. Do golds exist? It's a 4. We still can't get one. Okay. There's a max weight estimate moose track here. I think he probably just fled. It's literally impossible, as long as we make a good shot, that this isn't a gold. That would be him. If we can just squeeze that shot off, that ought to be good. He's going down. Okay, this time he's a guaranteed gold at 208 minimum. I don't know how many moose we shot, but man, that was rough. So this time, there is no doubt. We've got our gold 218 scoring bull moose, and Layton Lakes is officially completed, all gold, bucks, and bulls. So hope you enjoy the fireworks. I thought that would be fun for this little thing. Now, we get to go to Yukon Valley, where, we gotta kill a gold moose again. And a Grand Caribou. That's the bright side. Are you serious? I think that rack makes gold. And hey, we'll take advantage of it still being moose drink time. And try to get that knocked out here on Yukon first. I'm pretty sure he'll get there. And let's go back to the 30-06. Now, at that distance, hard shot's not even a question. But I wanted to get a gold moose with the 30-06 earlier. I think we better get good and broadside, because if we whiff this, that would be a massive shame. But a solid broadside shot should work. So we've scooted into about 190. I got no doubt we could punch through to a lung from here. We'll get crouched, let our heart rate calm down. And if we just tuck this in behind the shoulder. Some tracking, yes, but he shouldn't be going too far, and that rack, at least for the most part, does make gold. So, is he going down? He is, good deal. Also, there is that. So, if he doesn't make it, we can get that one. This time we'll go 300 AR, just because I really think we're good with the first one. Pretty sure he's going nowhere. That's going to get a nosedive out of him, so we got a little security on that. So first, our 30-06 moose. That is a gold at 194.59. And we should only need, then, a gold Grant caribou, which I think will be interesting with no drink time, but probably not as bad as the moose have been. And real quick, by the way, our bonus one, a 210 heart shot with the 300 AR at 200 meters. Now, I think we're going to go up into this area, because it's wide open. Should help us in spotting some caribou. Hopefully there's a good one around. And there is our first look at the Grant caribou here on Yukon Valley. Neither of these guys are going to make gold, I don't think. That guy at least has an estimate that would give him a chance, but they're going to rest right there. That was the point. Really does make this area Yukon nice, because remember, the redone wolves are here as well. So let's go 30-06. Go ahead and bring that guy down. That awesome animation where they're laying down too. They roll on their side and hop up. I don't think that can make gold, but maybe. By the way, there's the snow. I don't think... you might see a little bit accumulating on his back. A little 286 silver. This might be the one thing today where I don't mind shooting some that aren't gold right away. If we can get a gold, that's great. We'll move on. But if it takes a bit, we can appreciate it. So they're feeding now, by the way. I think that's going to help us out. This guy's going to be nowhere close. Especially if we completely whiff on the heart shot. I think that second shot somehow got there. Something I wanted to point out, though. One thing we will do as far as resetting time, we're not going to hunt at night, because I don't want to hunt at night. You guys probably don't want to watch me hunt at night. When we hit 1900, we will rest back to morning. Unless we're still after caribou, we won't do their drink time. We'll have to complete that first. But for now, that guy's a 196 silver. It's actually the first shot somehow they got along. And hopefully there's a decent one, a 4 somewhere around here. I think we found what we need. 321 minimum actually guarantees that'll be a gold. Looks pretty darn good on the new model as well. Let's get into... we'll make sure we're going to get this. Maybe 180-ish or so will work. Scoot to the side. Even that. I do see there's a small sapling there, so let's keep that in mind. Should be good. Got a mule kick. Got health dropping. And I think just like that, our Yukon Valley part of this hunt is done with. So there he lays, 1745. We'll still be hunting a little bit in the evening for our next map. Man, that looks so much better out here. And a gold Grant caribou. I promise I won't do this every time, by the way. But not too bad. Single lung at 181 meters. Really nice looking models. And we are going to be off to Mississippi Acres, which, if I'm not mistaken, should only be whitetail. And of course, we can use the 30-30 for that. So in my mind, there was only one place we could even bother to go for this, and it's down here in the southeast. Now, that buck's got a shot. I don't see any max estimate bucks, so we're gonna have to hope that guy can make it. We need like 193-ish. The score is very similar for gold, whitetail as moose. And I think we can get that. I would say so. 30-30 doing work. And this rack can get there. Will we get lucky with this one? A 193.94. Our moose luck was the opposite. We kept just missing. This guy just makes it. Lung and heart with the 30-30. We are on to New England mountains, and we need a gold moose again. You know, that's that same rack as the one we got on Mississippi. I'm pretty sure that could do it. With the corn and stuff, we'll go for this from here. Oh, there's other deer. That one technically has a better estimate. Maybe we try to get them both. That's a bit of a poke for the 30-30, but we'll try it. Let's get that one first because it's a tougher shot. Oh, that might have been too high. It's going to be up. He's going down. I think surely one of them makes it, right? Haven't said that before today. So, buck number 1, which I think actually is the second one we shot. That is a silver at 184. Actually, I thought this may have been the case. This is that thicker rack that maybe can make it in rare circumstances. The other one, though, with the higher estimate, I think was exactly the one that we shot in Mississippi. He's laying right there. That is the same rack. It makes it decently often. Oh, it doesn't make it here. That's a 187. So we got to keep this going. A lot of fields and stuff down here, though, so that's that corn maze. We don't want to hunt that. Ooh, and we have a max estimate moose track. So we're going to keep the same thing I kind of talked about with the caribou on Yukon Valley. No get out of jail free cards here when it comes to hunting at night. We are going to have to finish at least moose here and then maybe whitetail before we reset the time, but I think that's going to be just fine with this track. So there's a nice 3 that actually has a chance, but the tracks are right here with the big ones. I bet he's over there too. Got some whitetail, but none of those have any potential. There's the moose that we're after. The only thing is, I don't have any way of alerting him other than just run at him. So I suppose we'll do that. Wait till he goes alert, and actually because the other moose did, he's just gonna kind of turn. He is still alert. That'll take care of that. And we still need the whitetail here, but I'm glad moose hasn't been an issue other than Layton Lakes. Oh, and I think by my own rules, it did just hit 1900, but I think we gotta get whitetail before we can reset, because really the moose was dead before 19. That is a 215 gold, heart and right lung. Let's go and find a gold whitetail buck, and we do have 15 real minutes, 1 in-game hour, until they're done feeding, so let's try these fields. So, we've got one that should make it, 85 to 100 kilo, but it's 2100, so they're well out of their feed zones by now. Tracking it in the dark is going to be interesting, but should we find this, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a gold. Not every max estimate buck is, but the vast majority are. So that, I think, should be our herd, or one of the deer from the herd. See if we get a track highlighted. I actually don't see her track in here, but I really gotta feel like that's them. Is that him? That's not him. But that is gonna cause some issues. There's our buck. Let's just... Really? Okay, I don't know how we didn't just smoke that sapling. That got him. That took forever. And luckily, with that rack, that guy is a guaranteed gold. So, I don't know how long we just spent specifically after whitetail. Must have been in the area of like 30, 40 minutes. But we've got a gold whitetail buck, 221.86, through the top of both lungs at 12 whole meters. And, I mean, let's be real here. Maybe the coolest spot we could actually do this. I figured because it was actually dark out, it looked pretty cool. Probably in front of the trees doesn't completely sell it. However, we are on to the final map of the day, Silver Ridge Peaks. Now it may be a little dark here. However, this time, it's only going to be getting lighter. So from this map, I believe we only need Rocky Mountain elk and mule deer. Keep in mind, the mule deer populations were reset with the last update, so who knows what we'll find for that. Elk should be drinking. So we are, I guess, actually going to stay where we're at, because this is where we killed our great one bear. I haven't been on this map since. Let's see if we can find a gold elk. I think that guy's got potential. It's a 4 up to 361. That's even better. A max estimate 4 up to 407. I think he ought to do. And let's go back to the 30-06 again, because we've gotten plenty of mileage out of the 300 AR. The only thing is that what you always got to pay attention to on Silver Ridge Peaks, are there any mountain lions looming? I don't see any. So at 300 flat, that should be good. Let's zero for that distance. As long as we can get this through, he's going to move, but actually getting more broadside. Let's let him stop if he will. You know, think of mountain lions over there. So let's take that shot. Should be good. See if he starts to go down. Good deal. It's amazing what you can accomplish when you can, like, see. Looks solid enough to me. Max estimate 4 bull. 381 score, gold is 351, so he makes it by 30. Double lung with a 30-06. By the way, that was still 52% quick kill, so they are still quite tanky despite being class 7. That was changed quite some time ago, but regardless, we have one antler species left to get a gold of, that being mule deer. And I think the best place probably to start would be down in here. Well, that mule deer popper set sure treating us well. That's not what we're looking for. Surely one of these Although, not looking very sure. I don't think that can make it. We're gonna go for it just in case, and because I'm not really that confident. Okay, plenty confident in the shot, but wasn't too worried about taking that shot on the run, or on the trot rather. And yeah, I just don't see any way. Yeah, 204, he's about 16 shy of gold. Got him through the heart and both lungs on the trot at 173. We'll take that. Unlike the Grant Caribou, we've shot quite a few of those guys, so taking some enjoyment in the models. I mean, they look pretty darn good, but I think I'd like to see one just a little bigger than that. That right there is exactly what we need. A max estimate for mule deer buck just come walking up over the hill with, shocker, another absolute tiny buck. And another one that's not going to be even close to gold. But so long as we can get a decent shot here, and I think probably we'll even alert him to make sure, we should be all good. So we got the 30-06 for one final time. That should take care of that. No heart shot, but it looks like a long shot, and that should be the final gold that we needed. Got a medium bleed rate, a dead mule deer buck laying right up there. 4.5 hours. But barring any kind of crazy unforeseen circumstances, there it is. We have a gold of every antler species here in the US. Took a long time, but honestly, that was a lot of fun. Jeez, I don't think we got lunged by a lot there. But we got lungs. You know we're doing that one final time. And yeah, I think that is pretty well going to do it for this video. No trophies, unfortunately, but a lot of fun, a lot of challenges, tracking whitetail through the dark over there on New England mountains. Who would have predicted that as a part of this hunt? But on that note, thank you guys for watching. Happy Independence Day once again to all who celebrate it, and I will see you next time.